Tennessee plays NC State this Saturday night. They play in Charlotte. Boo on the neutral site, but golf clap on the fact that we do get to see Tennessee against more than UT Chattanooga. All due respect to the Mocs. NC State looked absolutely atrocious in week one. They played like a CPR dummy, basically. It was bad. And they ended up late pulling away from Western Carolina. I mean late, and 38-21 was the final. So what we thought about NC State was offense probably improved. Big question mark. Defense, not as good. Check. We got that right. So the parts of the team that weren't going to be as good, we're right on. The part of the teams that were supposed to be better, we don't know yet. However, what we do know is about Tennessee, and that is, well, at least I think I know, Nico Iamaleava is a bona fide Heisman contender right now. He's going to be in this thing all year. This is a superstar. You're seeing it unfold right before your eyes. It's likely that college football has not fully caught on to it yet. They know his name. They know he's at Tennessee. They know Josh Heupel scores a lot of points, but they're still thinking to themselves, oh, he'll have to grow into it. Maybe like next year. Nah. This year, he is a Heisman threat. This year, Tennessee is a threat to compete for the SEC championship because they may end up having, not right now, but when the tale is told, they may end up having the best quarterback in the conference. Carson Beck is that right now, I would say. Jackson Dart's up there. Milrose up there. It's a pretty deep year for quarterback, but that guy right there has a higher ceiling than all of them, and he's playing for Josh Heupel. So he's playing in the right offense. He ran against Iowa last year in the bowl game. He used his legs, but ultimately, you saw what he did against UT Chattanooga. It's really tough. It's tough because it's Chattanooga. And I know a lot of you didn't watch that game. If you did watch it, you saw some stuff that you only see from the quarterbacks that are going to go on to be great. It's just a different look. I don't know what to tell you. Go look it up yourself. You will say, I don't care that this is Chattanooga. That is a superstar. All right, so how does that impact this game this Saturday? Is this a situation where you just have a team ascending sky high like Tennessee? Is NC State really as poor as they looked week one? Or do we have the classic week two special where a team body bags an inferior opponent and is brought back down to earth by a team that underachieved and is rising, and it's regression and progression to the mean? I'm not so sure this is the defense to tame him. I'm not so sure NC State has that defense. They lost their top two sack guys, their top two linebackers. Most of the secondary is transfers. They got one really good one, but most of the other ones haven't really played together a whole lot. However, Dave Doran's one of the best head coaches in the country. In fact, this is a matchup of two top 20 head coaches. I don't think Doran's going to allow that kind of performance 2 weeks in a row. This is a deeper wide receiver room at NC State. It matches up very well with what we think is the weakness of this Tennessee team, which is their secondary. And I got to tell you, like I did some media in Raleigh about a month ago, these people have had this game circled like a Super Bowl. Tennessee has not. Tennessee's looked at this thing and said, oh, that'll be a good neutral site game. A little tune-up, tough opponent, worthy opponent, and then we'll dive into conference play a couple of weeks later. NC State has looked at this and said, that's a Super Bowl. Like, that's our shot. Now the ACC as a whole looks at it and says, there's one of the only shots we have left. Grayson McCall's the quarterback there now, for those unfamiliar. Long time at Coastal Carolina. Really good experience. Kevin Concepcion is the wide receiver at NC State that gets a lot of attention. I think this is Jordan Walters' game, though. That's the running back there. He is as important outside of the quarterback position as anybody on this offense, because that will be an indication, if he has a big night, that they've limited Tennessee possessions and that they've controlled the game and that they have been able to play the game they want to. These are two top 20 head coaches, as I said. Tennessee, 4.5-star offensive coordinator. It's Heupel, like that's who we're talking about. Versus NC State, we've got NC State as a 4-star grade at defensive coordinator. So it's a really good play calling matchup there. It's excellent offensive support staff grade at Tennessee. It's an excellent defensive support staff grade at NC State. We just questioned the personnel they have this year. So it's sneaky good coaching matchup here. Colin, let's take a look at what the model thinks. The FanDuel number right now is Tennessee minus 7.5. I thought the model was going to be a lot bigger on Tennessee. It's not. Tennessee minus 8. But I think Tennessee's in ascension mode, and I think they're just better than this. I think the number should be higher. So that's a square opinion on this game. I will admit that to you, but Merle Haggard once said, sometimes squares can have a ball. So I think Tennessee's going to win this game. I think they're going to win it by double digits. I think they're going to cover in the process. And that's a primetime game this Saturday night.